Peter, you're talking about 1.5 billion people, and even if just a handful of them hear what Trump is saying and just assume, well, that's the way they feel about it. I mean, isn't Trump going to cause more anti-American sentiment than ISIS could?
Well, sure. I mean, this, as
I guess
Josh
what I'm
was saying,
saying
I
is,
mean,
can we bomb Trump instead?
there you go. I think that would kind of resolve a lot. We wouldn't have as much to talk about here, but I think it would resolve a lot of things. I mean, as Josh was saying, at this point, ISIS has the interns putting together their video propaganda. It's a no-brainer for them, and these things are lasting. I think the same way. My father and his friends say, well, Trump's gone too far. Of course, we're not going to ban all Muslims, but the guy does have a point. I think, among the world's Muslims, it kind of works the same way. The more intelligent folks certainly understand Trump is way, way over the top, but at the same time, they may say to themselves, yeah, Trump is just the big, loud voice, but I think, he may be speaking at a certain level for what a lot of Americans feel. The United States, in our policies, we certainly don't ban Muslims, but we have sent some very strong messages. Most of the so-called bad Muslim countries, and even some of the good ones like Malaysia, people from those countries face additional processing before they can come to the United States. They're denied the privileges of the visa waiver, the visa-free program to come to the United States. We just recently put into play a new policy where anyone, including people from the visa waiver countries, who has visited Iraq, Syria, or, quote, places of Muslim radicalization, or something like that, the wording, are going to need visas now and extra screening. So while we're not banning Muslims, we certainly are sending some messages that are consistent with what Trump is saying. And people overseas know that, and I think they listen carefully to what people like Trump say, because it is not at variance with what is really happening around them already.
See that, but I think one thing you're missing too, Peter, in sort of that reading of things is the way it's presented in the media, specifically broadcast media, because even if with the best of intentions, just trying to maintain some illusion of objectivity, people will discuss this like it's a shocking but valid policy decision. Like Trump says he should ban all Muslims. Is that awful? And some people are like, yes, it's awful. Well, no, it's not that awful. So I don't think there's nuance to it. I think that the Muslim community in America is probably more aware than ever of sort of the growing, the Trump stuff is just the icing on the cake. Like, that's just sort of the buildup. That's where it's going. I think that there needs to be a sort of a gut check by people in entertaining these Trump suggestions and trying to maintain objectivity. Like, there was a headline, I don't remember where I saw it today, but it was that some editor was being called out for saying that it was perfectly within news standards to identify Donald Trump as mendacious racist to Donald Trump. And, you don't want to take a sign of when it's not really a sensible thing. You have to be able to say this shit is nonsense, which I think the Republicans kind of gave the news agents, the power to do with Paul Ryan coming out, and no matter how you wanted to present the story, there was a right-wing voice saying Trump was wrong. But the media doesn't care. They want the controversy too. So if you're thinking about how it's going to respond to how this is going to feel to Muslim Americans, it feels like the whole country hates them.